on, people? On that last, I just did my Revelation series, so that explains my attire. On the, what the hell am I doing here? Oh, serving arrest warrants. So on my last series, I did a, and it's hot as hell in here. I got the fan on, but I'm still sweating my butt off. I'm upstairs, so it's warmer. So, arrest warrants versus search warrants. I covered it a little bit in the last video, but unfortunately, I'm getting a lot of comments and confusion on arrest warrants. So let me explain how arrest warrants work for cops. You can have a couple different types of arrest warrant. And anytime a cop's arresting you, he's arresting you on PC, probable cause. I either saw you do something or I have a witness that led me to believe you did something, I have a video. I'm arresting. When I make an arrest without an arrest warrant signed by a judge, that's a probable cause arrest. Cops do it all the time. I've been on scene with 5 people. When a cop shows up, I've handled this guy's assaulted, this guy pulled a gun, he started running. I say arrest him, I'll sort it out later. The cops get there and they arrest him. They are arresting them on PC from information from another officer. And then I'm going to do the report, etc. So when a cop wants to put a PC warrant in a system, because for several reasons, I may not have enough to where I think I can get it past a judge. Because remember, when I do a PC deck to a judge, I need more information to get a warrant for him to sign a felony warrant. And if I run it by the DA is going to want enough information to where he can actually file charges before he'll sign off for a judge to sign for a warrant. So if I don't have that level of proof yet, but I have enough to arrest him, if I see him, then that's called a PC arrest warrant, or a probable cause, a PC warrant to arrest. And normally, to put a warrant in the federal system, nationwide, to put felonies in the system, you have to have a felony warrant signed by a judge with a bail, and you have to sign, your agency has to sign, wherever this guy's arrested, we are willing to go get him and pick him up. So if we put a warrant in Texas for somebody and they're picked up in California, technically, we're not supposed to be able to go, he's in California, it's kind of a BS felony. We don't think it's worth spending the money to send guys down there to pick him up, bring him back, waste all that money, because even if we convict him, he's probably going to get probation. Let him go. Technically, you can't do that. When you enter a warrant, you're saying, and you're certifying with your ORI, ORI is how every agency identifies when they go into CLETS and push it in there. You're certifying that your agency has approved and signed that, hey, we're going to go get this guy if this warrant's in here. So wherever you get him, we're going to get him. And that's a way to control so you don't put every bullshit warrant in there and you're getting people for shoplifting picked up in Ohio. They arrest them, bring them to jail, and they call you and you go, you know what, that's just with shoplifting, let him go. Because now other agencies have spent time arresting him, searching him, probably getting a lawsuit if he's black because they were white, and now everybody's going to call him a racist because they arrested him and then they got to let him go. So it has to be somewhat controlled arrest and a felony warrant to put it in the national database. NCIC, National Crimes Inlet something, I don't know, I forgot. Whatever. So before you put those warrants, now a PC warrant I can put in our local system. Most counties or cities, if they're big enough, Sacramento, Los Angeles, those cities, you can put a PC warrant because you got 5,000, 10,000 cops, different law enforcement agencies. They have enough of a system that you can add things. I can add, detain this guy if you find him. I can add, hey, if you run this guy, detain him and call my cell phone, I'll come out on scene. I need to interview him. I think he's a witness or a suspect in a crime and I need to talk to him. So you can do things like that locally. So a PC to arrest, a couple guys were saying, a cop tried to PC warrant me, I'd tell him go to hell and sue him. Cops make PC warrants all the time. They arrest you every time they arrest you, unless you have an arrest warrant signed by a judge, it's a PC arrest. And normally it's defined, I think it's 830, 834, I can't remember the section in the California Penal Code that defines PC warrant. And it's something about when an officer has probable cause to believe the crime was committed and you're likely the person that committed it, they can arrest you as long as it's a felony or misdemeanor committed in their presence. And they have all these definitions that the cop has to know on when they can do it, when they can't. In California, I can't arrest you for a misdemeanor that's not in my presence. So if the crime's not a felony, I can't PC arrest you unless someone else saw you and they place you under citizen's arrest. Then by law, according to another section, I have to take any person arrested by a citizen into my custody. Now I can release them. I think it's called, shit, I forgot. I knew all these sections all the time when I was doing them, but now I can't remember. So anyway, I can release you once you're arrested by a citizen if I think it's bullshit. So you're walking out of a store, a guy bumps into you accidentally and you go, citizen's arrest. I'm arresting him and I want a cop. So the police are called. When I show up, I say, hey, are you arresting him? Yeah, what are you arrested for? Well, he hit me as I walked down. It's assault. I'm like, hey, guy, you probably shouldn't do this. I don't think it's a good arrest, but by law, I have to take him. If you want to arrest him, I'm going to make you sign this thing saying you're arresting him, and I have to take him. So you're, I want him arrested. Okay, so he signs the arrest thing. I arrest him. I take him from custody. And I go, you know what? I'm releasing you. 849B, I think is what it is. I'm arresting you per 849B of the Penal Code, saying I don't think there's probable cause to arrest you, and I'm releasing you. So as a cop, I can turn somebody over if I think some citizen made a bullshit arrest. If it's a felony, I can't do that. But a simple bump when you're walking through a door, not a crime unless you can prove intent, unless there was some history. I mean, sometimes that may be, but most of the time it's not. So when you're talking about probable cause versus a warrant, remember, probable cause is a much lower standard than it takes to get you into court. Probable cause is the reasonable set of facts that would lead a reasonable person with the same amount of experience, training, come to the same conclusion that a crime has likely occurred and the person you're arresting likely or could have committed it. There's a fair probability that he committed it. It's a low standard for PC. And then a judge has to review that arrest. Usually if it's a felony within 24 hours, if it's a misdemeanor, they cite you out so you don't have a time limit. But a judge has to review all probable cause arrests before they hold the guy for the charge. So they can release and go, I don't think there's probable cause. I've arrested some people sometime, got lazy in a hurry, wrote out a quick PC deck for the judge to review it, and then got a call by the time I got home, got dressed in bed, the phone rings, and I'm like, shit, and they go, hey man, Judge so-and-so says your PC deck isn't good enough, he's going to release the guy and let you come in and add something. I'm like, fuck! So I got to get up, go back to the jail, look at my PC deck, find out what he didn't like, because they'll usually either tell the jailer, hey, this doesn't sound, this is missing, and I reread it, and I'm like, oh shit, you know what? I kind of left out this critical piece of information. So then I add it, I resubmit it, and the judge signs it and says, okay, I'll hold him on that. But if I didn't want to go back, the guy would be released. So probable cause, or most all arrests are probable cause. Warrants have already been reviewed by a judge. The judge says absolutely there's nothing to arrest, and I'm putting a warrant, I'm placing bail, etc. So, I mean, in that last video I did where the cops arrested the wrong guy, I was like, you can't ID somebody. Look, if you, again, I keep saying these words and people miss it. Reasonable. You have to use, everybody wants to talk about rights and I don't have to and the cops are wrong and this and that. Reasonable. That's what the court views things. If you're being unreasonable like an idiot liberal and just yelling, I have rights, you're probably going to lose and fail that reasonable standard when it gets to the court, the DA, the judges, the news media, anybody that reviews it is be like, man, this dude was a fucking idiot. So, I keep saying the F word. Damn, I gotta quit that. Alright, well, I'm not worried about blocking. Sometimes people watch these with kids and I don't want to, even though adults say it, it's tough language, you know, whatever. Freaking bleep it out. Anyway, so, remember, I don't even know what the hell I was talking about. I got sidetracked on the freaking thing. Help! What was I talking about? Stupid video. So, warrants, and when a judge signs it, all warrants are PC unless the judge does it, and then he signs it. If it's a felony warrant, if it's a warrant in the system that a judge has signed and he's got bail, then it's in a national system, and any cop can arrest you. We do not need copies of an arrest warrant. Once an arrest warrant is in the system, it says at the bottom of all arrest warrants and search warrants, the judge hereby orders you and or any peace officer, that means every cop, every agency, anybody that falls under peace officer, lifeguards, USDA, meat inspect, whoever a peace officer is defined as in your jurisdiction or federal jurisdiction, that judge is ordering them to take this person into custody. That's what an arrest warrant says. So, when cops show up to a house and a guy says, I live here, and when he was in jail it said I lived here, and when he was given a ticket 2 weeks ago, he gave this as his address, and when we do a resident history, his mom lives there, and we work up these arrest sheets, and we go do arrest warrants sometimes, we'll just go out and start hitting arrest warrants in a certain area to pick up some of these felonies that are running around. We do a workup sheet. It's like we get a group together and we have the guy's picture and we run his DL and we check the jail to make sure he's not in custody, and we put a description and we have a current picture or the last current picture. We have his next of kin, brothers. We have his aliases because he used Joe Bob as an alias one time, and Billy Bob, and Rusty Shackelford as another time, and so we have all his aliases. So when we contact somebody in the description and he gives us a name, Rusty Shackelford, and we look at this and go, that's one of his aliases, this is probably our guy. Again, we're trying to figure out who we're dealing with. So when you want to say, I have the right not to show you ID, you can't make me, fuck you, all you cops are jackleg, boot, mean, freaking Hitler, screw you. You're going to end up in jail. I'll just tell you now, enjoy the ride. Because if I show up to a house for an arrest warrant, I have the right to ID people, especially if you're in a house, for my safety. I have a right to ID you if you match the description of this guy. I have a right to ID you because I'm at this place and I have to secure it, and I want to know that you don't have a warrant, you're not going to jump me if I tell you to have a seat. And now all of a sudden you're a convicted felon facing 10 years in prison, and because I didn't ID you or check you, now you're like, dude, if I don't stab this guy in the back of the neck when he turns around, I'm going to prison. And then I end up with a neck on my knife, and the liberals are cheering that a cop died. Meanwhile, the freaking criminal gets away. That's called dumbass policing, liberal logic 101. So cops are going to ID you, and if you refuse to ID, then you're going in handcuffs. And they're going to search your pockets, and they're going to find ID, and if they don't find ID, they're going to book you and fingerprint you with no ID. So, I mean, you can either take the ride and go get ID to jail, or you can give the cops ID and fight it later and sue them and do all your court shit later. So I just wanted to clear up what an arrest warrant was, how they're served, what's in the mindset of the officer when we go to do an arrest warrant. We've done our homework, we've checked the house, we know we've been there, we know his parents live there, his girlfriend lives there, we know he's supposed to be off at work, we know what kind of car he drives, we see the car in front of the house when we get there. We're looking and reading and evaluating all these signs as we're getting there. And if we run into some knucklehead who matches the general description of the guy and he goes, what's your name? And he goes, why are you asking? He's going to get detained. Because I guarantee you, when we find the Billy Bob we're looking for, and we ask him his name, he's going to go, why are you asking? So, look, it's just common. Cops are going to do it. I know there's people out there always trying to trip me up, trying to say, well, on one side, Rick, you're saying don't talk to the cops and resist. On the other side, you're saying we should have to kiss their ass or go to jail. Look, reasonableness. If I've got somebody and my address ends up with a felony warrant that somebody lives here and the cops show up, I'm going to be pissed. I'm going to find out how they got the warrant, etc. But the first thing I'm going to do is say, here's my ID. It ain't me. You got the wrong house. I don't know who you're looking for. He's never been here. Because for cops to go in and search a house, even for an arrest warrant, they have to have reasonable belief that the guy is there or is currently living there. We can't just go back, run his credit history, and said Billy Bob lived at 14 addresses in the last 5 years because he got evicted from each place because he wasn't paying with his welfare check. He was paying for his drugs with his welfare and rent money. And now we have 14 addresses. We can't go search all 14 addresses just because it's on his criminal history. We have to have other corroborating information. So the people that think cops are out there running around, oh, this guy's got a warrant, oh, what's his address? Let's just go harass everybody. It doesn't work that way, okay? Even though liberals and the idiots that want to complain and cry don't have a freaking brain, most cops have a brain because they don't want to do paperwork. They don't want to arrest people that they're not looking for. They don't want to waste time. They don't even want to find other crimes because now I got to book that evidence and book you and leave the team. I can't tell you the number of times my team got pissed at me because I snagged somebody, did a little investigation, started patting him down, got him to admit to something, got out to his car and found a gun, and they're pissed. God damn it, Rick, shit! Now we're one man down and policy is we got to have 4 people to do these warrants and you got to go book this guy on his gun and we got 5 other targets we're supposed to hit today and we can't do shit because you got a gun. I'm like, yeah, well, whatever. I'm going to book my guy. And some guys were okay with it, and some guys didn't like it. So most cops go out there, look, let's stick to our mission. Let's get the guy we're looking for. We're not out here for kicks and jollies to arrest other people and get more paperwork and mess up the team and mess up the plan for the day. All right? So that's on arrest warrants. Hope that cleared it up. For you dummies, whatever.